Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ultimate Hockey and Skate, Vees This Week. I'm your host, Fraser Rodgers. On this week's episode, we're joined by a returning forward, number 74, Cam Amantea. And Cam, it's been a good start for the Vees this year, obviously 19-3-0-1. Let's go back to last weekend, sweeping Vernon and beating Cowichan Valley. How big was that after a tough Island road trip?
It was huge. We played Vernon on Friday night. That's always a big game. It's one of our biggest rivals, and we've had a couple good games with them all year, and we've been pretty good in their building so far.
Now, you got back from an injury recently, a lower body injury. How's it feel to get back in the lineup and make a contribution? Got a third star on Saturday night.
Yeah, it was really good. It was a good feeling to get back. It was tough that I had to miss the Island trip, obviously. It was a tough weekend for the guys. We were a little short-staffed, but no, it's nice to get back in it and get a couple of wins too, and have a couple of good games.
Now, you had a long recovery to get back in shape for this year. Took the time to get off-season shoulder surgery. Did that in April. It was a long process. Maybe talk about that in getting back in the lineup in October.
Yeah, I had surgery on my shoulder in Penticton, middle of April, and then I kind of battled through it all last year, so it was just something that had to get done. And then I went home back to Calgary for about a month, and then came out here at the end of June and started physio and rehab out here with all our team, all the staff out here, and then eventually I started skating in, I guess, beginning of September, and then beginning of October was my first game back after like 5.5 months.
Any long days for you rehabbing that injury? Because I can imagine it could be not just physically tough, the rehab, but mentally as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's tough because like all your buddies and all my friends are like either on the ice or at the gym and everything, and I couldn't drive, so it was just kind of hanging out at home, and I couldn't do a whole lot, so it was tough mentally for sure, and that was probably the hardest part, was just like the mental side of it, and like the physical was there just because it was sore, but the mental, just not being able to do anything and having a different summer where I couldn't train or go on the ice, was tough.
Now, wrapping things up, you had a hat trick Halloween night in Surrey, get 3 goals in one game, your first 3 this season. Now you're on a new line with Steen Cooper and Cody DePork. Rave reviews from the coaching staff in the last week. How do you feel your game's at after all this recuperation?
It's starting to come now for sure. It was tough, like just getting back to game shape was tough, and then when I start to get everything, like my timing down and everything, I get obviously hurt again with my back. But yeah, like me, Steen, and Porky are awesome together. It kind of reminds me of like the trench line when Blandley was here. But like Steen's really good, and me and Cody play well together, so it should be a pretty good line.
Well, Cam Amantea's got his work boots on and looking for a big weekend coming up against Merritt and then against West Kelowna at the end of the month. This has been the Ultimate Hockey and Skate Vees This Week. I'm your host, Fraser Rodgers.